Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had 3 little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, and he built his house out of straw. The second little pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of sticks. Then they sang and danced and played together the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house complete with a fine fireplace and chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the 3 little pigs lived, and he saw the straw house and he smelled the pig inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine meal, and his mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in, let me in." But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole, so he answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on my chinny chin. Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I lines huff, and I lines puff, and I lines blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could, but the first little pig escaped and ran away to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane, and he passed by the second house made of sticks. And he saw the house, and he smelled the pigs inside, and his mouth began to water as he thought about the fine dinner they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin. So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I lines huff, and I lines puff, and I lines blow your house down." So he huffed and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy, and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy and got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but air, and the 2 little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves would carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane, and he almost caught them. But they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The 3 little pigs, they were very frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up a large appetite chasing the pigs around, and now he could smell all 3 of them inside. So he walked over to the house and knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in." But the little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, so they answered back, "No, no, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chin. So the wolf showed his teeth and said, "Then I lines huff, and I lines puff, and I lines blow your house down." Well, he huffed and he puffed. He puffed and he huffed. And he huffed, and he puffed, but he could not blow the house down. At last, he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff and he couldn't puff anymore. So he stopped to rest and thought a bit, but this was too much. The wolf danced about with rage and swore he would come down the chimney and eat up the little pig for his supper. But just then the little pig made up a blazing fire and put on a big pot full of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little piggy pulled off the lid, and plop, in fell the wolf into the scalding water. So the little piggy put on the cover again, boiled the wolf up, and the 3 little pigs ate him for supper. The end. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who lived with their mother underneath a big oak tree. One day, the mother pig told her little pigs that it was time for them to leave home and go out into the world to make their own way in life. Now, the first little pig was a lazy good-for-nothing. As soon as he was told he had to leave home, he started to look for an easy spot to build a house. Soon he found the perfect place. It was right next to a farmer's field, and no one was going to bother him here. He decided to make his house out of straw because it was easy to get and easy to build. In no time at all, the little pig had his house built, and he spent the rest of the day playing. Now, the second little pig wasn't quite as lazy as his brother, but he wasn't very hardworking either. He also wanted an easy house, so he went looking for an easy building material. He found some sticks close to the farmer's yard, and he built his house as quickly as he could. Then he spent the afternoon playing. Now, the third little pig was a very hard-working pig. He didn't want an easy house, but a strong and safe house. So he searched a long time for the best building materials he could find. Finally, he chose some bricks which were lying around a nearby farm building. They were hard to move, but they were also very strong. It took him a long time, but the third little pig built a beautiful brick house with a chimney and everything. And then he spent the evening getting ready for bed. Just as the sun came up the next morning, the three little pigs were woken up by loud pounding on the first little pig's door. "Who's in there? Who's in there?" Little pig, let me in, or the wolf will be coming for you." The first little pig peeked out the door, and he saw that it was only the farmer's dog. He just wanted to make sure the little pig wasn't in there. When the wolf came by, the first little pig thanked the dog and shut the door. But the wolf was waiting outside, and when the little pig closed the door, the wolf knocked even harder. "Who's in there? Who's in there?" Little pig, let me in, or the wolf will be coming for you." The first little pig was too scared to open the door, but he called out to his brother for help. The second little pig grabbed his club and ran over. Together, the two little pigs knocked the wolf back. The wolf ran away, and the two little pigs returned to the straw house. After a while, they heard a knock again. "Who's in there? Who's in there?" Little pigs, let me in, or the wolf will be coming for you." This time, the two little pigs shouted for their brother. The third little pig grabbed his rope and ran over. All three little pigs chased the wolf away. The wolf ran down the lane and hid behind a big bush until the coast was clear. "Well, that was close," said the three little pigs. "But we're safe in our brick house, so the wolf won't bother us anymore." "Not so fast," said the sneaky wolf. "Just wait until night time. You'll see." Then the wolf ran away, and the three little pigs went back to their houses. When night fell, the wolf came creeping back. He crept up to the straw house, sniffed the little pigs inside, licked his chops, and blew the house down. The two little pigs ran as fast as they could to their brother's house. But before they got there, the wolf blew down the stick house, too. Both little pigs ran as fast as they could to the brick house. The wolf was gaining on them, and they could hear him huffing and puffing as he tried to blow their house down. Huff, puff, huff, puff. It sounded like the wolf would blow the house down any second. But the little pigs kept shouting, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin, chin." And they kept up the noise until the wolf got tired and went away. In the morning, the three little pigs were very thankful to have each other. If they had been by themselves, the wolf would have eaten them up. Instead, they decided to work together to make their house even stronger. So they added window shutters, and a big steel pipe came down the chimney. That evening, the wolf came back. He was still hungry, and he was still angry. He climbed up on the roof, crawled down the chimney, and landed right in the pot of boiling water that the clever little pigs had made just for him. The little pigs pulled the pot off the fire, and they had a nice warm breakfast. After that, they were never bothered by the wolf again, and they all lived happily ever after. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to provide you with more interesting and useful stories.